Well, hi everyone. Gordon Turnbull at John Knox Church. Last time we spoke, I invited us to think about Jesus' teaching from the Sermon on the Mount in chapter 6, where he instructs his disciples not to worry, but to seek first God's righteousness and God's rule, that all of these other things, the concerns about our food and clothing and shelter, would be added unto us as we find the priority of God's love first. There's a one verse tag at the end of that chapter that says so much to us, and it's worth considering today, and I just want to share that with you. In verse 34 of chapter 6, Jesus says, "So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring worries of its own. Today's trouble is enough for today." The concern about worry is couched in temporal terms, right? That what Jesus understands is that once we get to worrying and fussing and stewing in that way in our spirit, the concern can grow and the anxiety can expand, and it overflows the container of this day and it moves forward into the future. Spiritual things do that. They don't have boundaries. And so a spiritual sin can grow and grow and grow unlimited unless we keep that concern in check. And Jesus invites us to keep that concern firmly in check by focusing on this day, not upon the future. We don't need to worry about the future. We can do something in this day, and that will change the future because it'll change the conditions in which the next day arrives. But the big point is that we would focus on this day. There's a dailiness to faith that we see all the way through Scripture. Remember how it is that the Israelites, when they were liberated from slavery and brought through the wilderness, how it is they remembered that God provided for them their physical needs, the food that they needed to survive. Each morning, manna on the ground that they would gather and eat. And you couldn't collect any more than just that day's portion, or else the rest would spoil. The message would seem to be that God's provision for each day is enough, and that you shouldn't try to do more than this day's good work. Jesus remembers that story, I think, when he's instructing his disciples just a few verses earlier in Matthew's gospel from this passage, where he tells us how to pray. And he says, pray this way: give us this day our daily bread. That's the picture, right? To trust that this day God would be giving us the things that we need to take care of us this day. And if we keep our concern there, and really keep our eyes focused upon the grace of God, that providing, loving, caring God who wants us to thrive, well, then we needn't worry about the future. We needn't worry about the present. We should just look for and receive what God gives to us with which to live, and then use it to the best that we can. I know it's easier to hear about and to say than it is to do. But I invite us to trust Jesus on this one, who loves us, who cares for us, and who wants us to thrive. It's not a lie or a trick. It's the truth that we can trust God for our material living by focusing upon God spiritually. And to do so each day gives us the perfect opportunity to claim a day for God's grace. I hope it's a wonderful day for you. Go in the love and the care of God today.